How many times have you told yourself, I just need to be more prepared, or I'll start once I've perfected everything? We feel like we need to be at our absolute best before we start something, always preparing and planning constantly, only to find that the desire for perfection just keeps us stuck at the same place for good with no progress whatsoever. But here's the truth. You don't need to be perfect or fully prepared to start something or take a risk. Let's dive into how taking action today, regardless of how ready you feel, is the key to gaining true progress and the success you've been longing for. I've dealt with inaction in my own life, and even this channel is a result of me getting over my own inaction or feelings of wanting to stay inactive and waiting for the right time to start posting on social media, because I've had thoughts or feelings that I need something to offer to people in order to be valid enough to start posting to social media. And it turns out I don't, because as I've talked about before, I learned that sometimes you just gotta serve the community with community service content, and you're not gonna run out of content. It's okay to keep putting out stuff because there's a bounty of endless information out there and endless wealth of knowledge out in the world that if you run out of stuff to say, then maybe what you had to say wasn't that well prepared at all. I have so many things that I could now talk about that I didn't even envision at the start of the channel on September 11, 2024. I only started with that one idea that I was given in, as I've talked about, Myron Golden's Make More Offers Challenge, which if you want to join, you can. Then I did not have all this bountiful collection of ideas to talk about that I have now. And even now, as you can see, I'm talking kind of script free. I don't even have a document in front of me. I didn't even write up anything for this video, but I'm just talking. I'm just talking because I've meditated on these ideas now, and because I've actually given, I believe that's why I'm able to get now in my mind so much that I can continue to give. Something that I've actually learned from the Bible is that, the Lord who supplies seed, which in this case I'll say is words to say to the sower, me, is going to continue to increase your storehouse, I believe, as you continue to use the seed that you have and sow it into the world so that it grows a harvest. So you're going to, as you overcome inaction and actually start doing the things, you're going to overcome those feelings of, oh, I'm not adequate, I'm not ready yet, because you're going to already get ready as you do the thing, if that makes sense. You are going to be readied up, if you will, as you keep doing the things that you feel you're not ready for, but you just keep showing up. And as I've increased my frequency to now a pace of what I want to be 2 times a week uploading on this channel, as I've said, I've got so many ideas and so many headings that I want to talk about that I've actually written down on documents, and now all of a sudden I'm recording even a day earlier than I thought or scheduled or planned out that I would, just so I can get these ideas out to you all and get these thoughts and hopefully inspiration / mindset motivation for y'all when they're top of mind. So once you start showing up, once you start doing what it is that you feel you're inadequate for or not ready for, not adequately prepared for at this time, you're going to get readied up for it as you do the thing, as you go along. That doesn't mean you shouldn't research whatever it is you're about to start doing. That doesn't mean you shouldn't prepare where you can, but sometimes we want to overload ourselves with knowledge or overload ourselves with preparation, and information overload is a video I'll touch on in the future, maybe even next week, so stay tuned for that. But we want to overload ourselves with the correct amount of info. We want to overload ourselves with the correct amount of preparedness or readiness. All the while, that's just keeping us stagnant from actually taking action and doing the things that we need to do to start. And I know I don't even have a studio lighting here. It's just one single lamp that's shining light above the iPhone. This iPhone I did not even have when I began this channel. As you can see, in my first 2 videos, I did not have that good of a camera. Even though my computer's camera is a 1080p camera, you can see the quality is not that great, and as such the lighting doesn't reflect that well. Even though I tried to light the place well, it just didn't come out that well, even though there are options for you to toggle to 1080p quality for those videos. But I don't know whether it's just that I needed a phone, or part of it was that, okay, you've been faithful with using that kind of subpar quality. Now here's an iPhone that you can link to your Mac for even better quality. As you guys have seen now, this is the third video with it, and it's pretty great. So things will come, and if you're diligent with, again, sowing your seed and using the seed that you have, he who supplies seed, the words and whatever is necessary for you to do. Maybe for me it was content creation. For me it is content creation. So the words and whatever, that's part of the seed. I also think part of the seed is just using the computer that I have, the camera that I do have. It may be the best, but objectively it's not that great. You continue to use that, and the Lord is going to continue to supply your storehouse with more seed to continue being able to serve his people, because that's one of the main objectives of the kingdom, just making the world a better place. And the better you can do that, the higher quality my videos that I'm inspiring you guys with mindset motivation can be, then the better we all are. I hope you guys are ready for 3 more things, because I'm going to lay down 3 things for you that overcoming inaction and taking action and taking those first steps, no matter how ready you may feel, do for you. And that overcoming inaction builds belief. I'll give you an example with, again, this very channel. Even though this is the second video that I've decided to go completely off script for and just write out no real notes and, script nothing really except these 3 headings that I'm about to give you, I feel so much better now that I'm doing this for the second time that I did the first time for the previous video on habits or whatever it was. I'm just actually gonna see what videos did I do? Distractions. I'm sorry. Habits was more of kind of a scripted one, but distractions that I released on October 22nd. That was the first time that I went really off script, and it felt weird, honestly. It felt different, and it was very new, and I still did it, but it ended up being such a long video. And even though I'm not opposed to lengthy videos, I kind of I didn't have a yap session, but maybe a rambling session, or just talked for, I did not want it to be 17 minutes. Now I'm pretty secure knowing this video is going to be at most 12 to 13 minutes, maybe not even 12, maybe around 11. So I know that I'm becoming more concise with my messaging, even though it's still off script. That's training me to internalize my message, and by just starting it, it's the second time I'm doing it, but it feels so much better than the first time, because I just took that action of throwing away the document, throwing away the script, throwing away the script writing process. Of course, not completely abandoning thinking about what I'm going to say, but instead just going more free rein and seeing where that leads me. It builds belief, does overcoming inaction and taking those first steps, even though you feel like you're not ready. You're going to get ready, especially if it's for a small audience or something that you're doing, behind closed doors. Nobody really cares. I don't think a lot of my, several dozen viewers that have watched my second, third, and fourth videos so far really care that, my lighting was very not good when it came to that video that I released on Friday the 18th of October. Didn't even think I could move away from where the sun was and, not be in the sun's path, but I don't think people care. Now, if you're watching this video when I have several million subscribers and, a silver and a gold play button, and, you're looking back on it, yeah, we're all gonna laugh together because of the results that I'm going to have, that you're looking at this video when I have both of those play buttons and counting, because I just decided to take action. It didn't matter how the lighting was, and, it doesn't matter that video just went 17 minutes of me just talking on and on because, I decided to go off script for the first time. So it builds belief. And again, if you're behind closed doors, nobody really cares. Be you. If it's for a small audience, nobody really cares. Be you. As a matter of fact, if it's even a small audience, be thankful for that. Those are your cheerleaders. Cherish them. That's not the time where you have haters. That's not the time where you have to click, show hidden comments to see the vitriol that people are spewing at you. Just keep going. And it doesn't really matter what people think, because there's not a lot of people thinking negatively about you at this phase of your journey, if at all. So overcoming inaction and taking those steps, even when you feel not ready, builds belief. The second thing overcoming inaction and taking those first steps, even when you feel not ready, does for you is that it creates clarity. Action breeds clarity. And at first, what we like to do by creating all these ideas in our head that we're not ready, that we need to continue to prepare, is because we don't see what a clear path ahead of us, and we truly don't know where starting is going to take us. Even now, I don't truly know. I mean, I have an idea, I have a belief of where I'm going to go, but I don't know what various tunnels I'm going to go through. I don't know what detours I'm going to be led through. Hopefully not demonetization in Jesus' name. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. But whatever detours, whatever twists, whatever turns, whatever lows, whatever highs, whatever connections I get as a result of putting out this content for you guys, I don't know. But guess what? I know a little bit more of the direction that I'm on now that I actually started, because before, or even in the first 1 or 2 videos, I was kind of unsure on what my niche was or what stuff I would talk about. As I told you earlier in the video, like, I was kind of dry for words, lost for words, if you will, in a very literal sense. I'm like, I'm gonna have to script so many things. About an 8-minute video is a 1,500 word thing. I'm gonna have to type all that. I'm gonna have to internalize the message. This is now the 5th video, and I'm over here like, let me just turn the camera on a Wednesday night and hit record and start talking before the camera. The first time I did that was, again, a few videos ago or a video ago, and it ended up being 17 minutes long. Now it's probably, again, going to be 12 to 13 minutes long. That's improvements. And now I'm kind of clearer, definitely more than I was before September 11, 2024. Now I understand, okay, maybe mindset motivation is what I'm going to be talking about, because a lot of things I'm talking about related to mindset. So who my specific audience is, I don't know. Hopefully I continue to get more views and subscribers. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, so that YouTube can actually show me detailed audience analytics, so I can figure out who resonates with this content the most. But I also know that right now, even a very wide variety of content consumers and people of all ages consume this kind of content. But again, it creates clarity when you step over inaction. You break through that wall of inaction. You actually start even though you're not ready, because a lot of times we can create in our minds this feeling of, I don't know what's ahead. And truly, we don't know what's ahead at any point in our journey, do we? No. I mean, I truly don't know what twists and turns this thing of YouTube and eventually Instagram and Facebook and Threads, if it still exists, and all that, TikTok even maybe, who knows, is going to lead me to. I have an idea, I have a goal, I have a map that I've set, but what God sets and what eventually comes my way, I can't control that, but I can control the controllables. And what I can control is creating clarity by overcoming inaction. The third thing that overcoming inaction and taking those initial steps, even when you're not ready, does for you is it fuels fulfillment. And this is where your future self thanks you so very much. I know that right now the analytics say that I don't have even 1,000 total views on my channel, and that I only have 32 subscribers as of October 23rd, 2024. But when I view this on October 23rd, 2028, I'm sure I'm going to be thankful, but I don't even have to go 4 years out to even say that. I know that myself on October 23rd, 2025 is going to be so thankful as I decided to start in September of 2024. I know that myself in June of 2025 is going to be so thankful. And I know that myself in March of 2025 is going to be thankful, because that'll be 6 months since I started the channel. And I know that even on the when I complete the 3rd month of this channel in January of 2025, I am still going to be so thankful. Even now, about, what do we want to call this, 6 weeks of having the channel, or 6 to 7 weeks after I created the channel, I'm still thankful for the hundreds of views that I've gotten, several watch hours, and 32 awesome subscribers. And I thank you all for doing that. You think Tom Brady isn't thankful for not wallowing in inaction when he was only a 6th round draft pick in 2000, and he didn't wallow in just, I'm just going to go through the motions, but instead was ready when Drew Bledsoe got injured, had his time, and 7 Super Bowls later is having a nice contract with Fox for several $100 million and ownership, partial at least, in the Las Vegas Raiders? You don't think any of your favorite influencers out there are thankful that they didn't wallow in inaction when they were contemplating whether to turn the camera on? I'd like to venture that, they too have those, looking back at my journey things, where you can just filter by oldest on their YouTube channels or scroll all the way down on their Instagram feeds. It may not be the highest quality. Same with mine. It may not be the most coherent speaking, or it may not be the best editing or the best lighting, but I'm sure their future selves are so thankful. No motion is very much worse than slow motion. Get your motion started, because you're gonna end up in the same place that you were 6 months from now if you don't start until 6 months. The best thing you can do is try and fail. Every day you should aim to fail, because if you just succeed once, that's all you need. Mark Cuban has been on record talking about how just get no's, get a bunch of no's. Even the amount of impressions that I've gotten on my videos and the click-through rate, it may be about 3%. That's 97% of people saying, no, I don't want to click on your video. No, I'm not interested in what the channel Ngere has to say. No, I don't want to click on it. Even a 7% click-through rate, that's 93% of people to whom your video is impressed, and they see it for at least 1 second on their feed, saying, no, scroll by, no, scroll by, no, scroll by. Get all those no's until the pool of yeses just increases and increases and increases and increases and increases and increases. Again, you're not going to be no different 6 months from now, 9 months from now, or a year from now than if you just started. So slow motion is better than no motion. So just get started today. Be sure to follow me on Instagram as well at my name, and maybe I'll start posting content similar to this on there as well. But on this video, be sure to comment down below on here which one of the tips on inaction stood out to you the most and how you're going to start overcoming it today. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next video.